Okay, here we go. Thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Karen Bobis. I have been with Rodan Fields for just over a year, and as I was mentioning a moment ago, this has been such a wonderful, absolutely amazing opportunity that I could never have imagined for myself and for my family. Just over a year ago, this kind of just fell in my lap. I was, I guess, sick and tired of being sick and tired, like so many people. I myself am a business owner of over 10 years. And my husband runs a company downtown Chicago. And although we do love our jobs and our positions, I have two small children. They are both under 3 years old. And I also am pregnant with our third little girl. And I had a little bump in the road, and my husband told me last February to go ahead and hit the pavement and no worries, and I'll rebuild this section of my business and blah, blah, blah. And the thought exhausted me. And that wasn't the angle that I wanted to go in my business. Again, although I love what I do, I was looking for things in my life to get a little bit easier. I wanted to work less, make more. Kind of sound familiar? Probably many of you feel that same way. So in doing so, I reached out to a good friend of mine, and she shared with me this opportunity. And I told my husband, and he could not wait for me to get started. So I kind of have a unique situation. I do not have a skeptical husband. He's a brilliant businessman. And he went and did the research immediately on the company. He knows the friend that was involved in the company, introduced us to the company, and he trusted her and respected her. And he's like, we need to do this. We need to plan for our retirement, and we need to just try something different and get off that hamster wheel. I've been in corporate America. I've been an entrepreneur, and this by far has been just so amazing. And it's kind of hard to see until you get into it. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to have Carrie Hungerford take over and tell us and get started. Tell us a little bit about herself, and then get started into our business presentation.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm so excited to join you all. And our Zoom call tonight, as Karen described, we all have our own, way of joining this business. And before I tell you about the business, I'd like to just share a little bit about myself and how I got involved. So I am a 48-year-old single mom of two boys, ages 10 and 12. And in my 20s, I worked for an event company that produced triathlons and running races. And in my 30s, I worked for Red Bull Energy Drink when they first launched here in Chicago. I was their field marketing manager. And both of those jobs were great. I loved my career and I loved my job. But around about the time I got pregnant with our second child, and my husband at the time was traveling extensively and I was working a lot, we looked at each other and said, we can barely do this with one child. How are we going to do it with two? So we opted out of the workforce, and I became a stay-at-home mom. So total change of pace there. But I also loved being at home with my little one. And I did that for 6 years until, sometimes life happens. I found myself in the middle of a divorce and quickly realized that I would be going back to work and I would be contributing financially to this new family situation. And that thought really kind of terrified me. Not because I wasn't successful in my earlier careers. I really was. I was terrified because the thought of leaving my very young kids at that point every day, and let's face it, it's no longer 9 to 5. It's more like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or later. The thought of that, was a little scary. In addition to, I've been out of the job market for 6 or 7 years at that point. So just about the time I started to panic, my very good friend of 20 years introduced me to this company, Rodan Fields, and that was 5 years ago. And I definitely saw the genius of this business model and thought, wow, these doctors who created Proactive, I'd love to partner with them, but couldn't possibly be for me. I don't have any. I have zero sales experience, and I don't come from the beauty industry. But what I very, very quickly learned is this company really is for anyone who wants to change something, whether it's to have more time freedom, more financial freedom, the ability to be your own boss, etc. So almost 5 years ago, I jumped in. I worked very, very, very hard in the beginning. And as the years went on and I grew my business, I morphed into more of a full-time role. And I'm happy to say that about a year ago, I got to the point where I had replaced my corporate income with Red Bull, which I worked 18 or 20 years to get to that point in my career. I matched that and replaced my corporate salary with what I was doing with Rodan and Fields on significantly less hours and working around my kids' schedules. So it's really been a blessing for me. I have nothing but positive things to say about the company. And I want to share with you a little bit about how this company came to be and what it's really about, so that you can, if you're thinking about joining this business, you can really decide for yourself if it's a good fit for you and your family. So these two lovely ladies that hopefully you see on the screen are Dr. Rodan and Dr. Fields. They're two, obviously female, Stanford-trained dermatologists. And they still practice in the Bay Area, although I hear their waiting list is about 3 years long. So these two, you might know as the founders of Proactive. Everyone knows Proactive, right? It's a worldwide phenomenon for acne. And that's the kind of initial claim to fame. But what they realized in their practice was Proactive was great for people who have acne, but what about all of those other people who have other skincare concerns, like sun damage or sensitivity, or the granddaddy of them all, aging, right? I'm 48. I've been fighting these post-heat and wrinkles for a long time. So they set out about 10 years ago to found a new company, their namesake company, Rodan and Fields, and it wasn't focused just on acne. It was focused on those four main skincare concerns, and Karen will share the product with you in a little bit. And in the beginning, after they spent a few years in the lab and perfected their formulas, initially we launched in high-end department stores. So we were carried in places like Henry Bendel and Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom, and we were the number one seller in Nordstrom, the number one clinical seller. But what the doctors really realized was, over the course of the first 6 or 8 years we were in the retail setting, it was getting around the year 2008. Fewer and fewer people shopped in retail stores, right? So I know I do all of my shopping online, everything. And so they realized people were not going into Nordstrom to ask about this product or to ask about like what they thought the girl behind the counter thinks that they should use. They were going in and saying, I saw my sister, she used Reverse and I want to use that. I saw my neighbor, she's using Redefine and I want that. So in a really, really bold move, we purposely pulled out of the department store setting, out of the retail setting, and went into a direct-to-consumer sales channel, right? So you can buy the product through independent consultants like Karen and me. And you might say, wow, that was, a big decision. How did that turn out for the doctors pulling out of all of those high-end department stores and launching into this direct-to-consumer channel? As you can see on our screen, it turned out really well. So Rodan and Fields has been the number one fastest growing skincare brand, actually now over the last 6 years. So we're growing in triple digits, which in the skincare and beauty industry is big news. Karen, can you advance? Yeah. And actually, this slide, I'm so excited to announce, is slightly outdated because we just, in the last month, announced that we're no longer the number 2 skincare brand in the United States. We are now the number 1 skincare brand across all channels and all categories. And what that means is we sell more products as Rodan and Fields than any other skincare brand, whether they're sold in department stores, in retail stores, in Macy's, in Bendel, any of those. So initially when we launched this brand, we were the number 4 behind Clinique, Lauder, and Lancome. And then 2 years ago, we moved up to number 2 behind only Clinique. And like I mentioned, just like a month or so ago, we announced that we are now the number 1 skincare brand and have surpassed all of those companies like Lauder and Lancome and Clinique. And what's so impressive about that is those companies have been around for decades. They've built up their consumer base over decades. And here, our little upstart company that's only been around for 10 years manages to beat all of those huge giants. And it's because, honestly, our products work and we put them in the hands of people like Karen and me and other consultants who use this product. People see our skin, and we can talk with a personal testimony about what the products have done for our skin. So that's just a little bit about the timeline of how we got to this point today of independent selling the product online through our online distributorship. I've already hit on some of these, and I'm not going to go back into them, but we are now a huge company, a #1 brand. And so we have some really important points just to touch on, so that if you're thinking about joining this business, or you know someone in your life who could benefit from a second stream of income, these are things to consider. So tonight we'll just talk briefly about the brand. I've shared with you a little bit about the history already. Karen will talk about the product and our product portfolio. I'll talk a little bit about the business model and how it actually works. And then we'll close it out with what sort of support you get when you join us in business. So one of the things that I love about our brand, we have these great products, but what is the brand in the marketplace? Our doctors are so well respected. People across the world know them. They are world-renowned doctors, and when they talk, the press listens, whether it's beauty press or traditional mainstream press. So every month we are featured for one or more of our products in publications you see listed here, like Allure or O or Harper's Bazaar. So a lot of the beauty editors are talking about our products. In addition, we've been featured on the Today Show and other television shows, not only just for our products, but for our business model. Business, television, print media, they're all taking note of what we're doing and how we're redefining the sales channel. In addition, we are all over the web. If you've been on a Facebook page recently, I'm sure you've seen some Rodan and Fields posts and announcements of our newest product, our active hydration serum. What I want to point out here is, as a business owner, I love that any day of the month, I can pull up a recent press article about our company and share it with someone and say, hey, look, my business, the business I own a part of, was just in the media recently. We're just in Allure. And I love that I can do that in addition to the fact that our company's advertising budget, you might think that it's huge since we're in all these publications. It's a big fat $0. We spend $0 on advertising, yet we get amazing coverage. And that's just a testament to the integrity and the reputation of our doctors and the quality of our products. So as a business owner, that was really important to me when I was thinking about joining the business. So I mentioned a little bit earlier that we were on the Today Show. One of the things I'll highlight about that is the first time we were on the Today Show, we were on there to talk about our products. The second time we came back, it was to talk about our business model and why Rodan and Fields had become a leader in the e-commerce, direct-to-consumer, social commerce business model. So to have the Today Show touting our company, not just our product, but our company and our business model, gosh, talk about some credibility there. And then in Gen 1, we get awards left and right, but one of the ones that I really like to highlight is that about a year ago, the top 10 female entrepreneurs of the decade were announced. Dr. Rodan and Dr. Fields were among the top 10, and they were in the company people like Oprah, Sarah Blakely, the woman who founded Spanx, Tory Burch, Ariana Huffington. And what's interesting is out of those top 10 female entrepreneurs, only Dr. Rodan and Dr. Fields were offering regular old people like me the chance to partner with them and kind of piggyback on their good name and reputation and benefit from that. So that's a little bit about our history, how we came to be an e-commerce company, where we came from, and where we are, which is the #1 position and a billion-dollar company. Now, I'd like to share with you a little bit about the products. Karen is going to talk to you about our product portfolio and what products we have to offer as business owners. And then I'll come back and talk to you a little bit more about the business model, and we'll close it out.
Okay, thanks, Carrie. All righty. Let's get started and talk about our products, which basically is what has helped us just thrive in our business. The products are amazing. And honestly, what I loved about this business is they really sell themselves because they are clinically tested and they work. And the doctors have a 60-day empty bottle money back guarantee because they know that if you give their products a whirl for a full 60 days and you're not happy, they absolutely 100% will give you a full refund. But we have very little people that return the products because they work and they are amazing. And we also have a full dermatological team that we can reach out to at any time and ask any specific questions because we are consultants. We are not dermatologists, but we have so much a wonderful training at our fingertips, and we have so much help and support, which has been amazing. Because I obviously did not have a skincare background coming into this business like many other consultants as well. So of course, they doctors wanted to know, like, what if you could turn your bathroom into a virtual skincare clinic? They were putting these wonderful products right at your fingertips that so many people, often have to get such high quality products, from their doctors that are, it's costing them an arm and a leg, whereas these definitely are more affordable in this premium skincare brand line. We always kind of say we're about an ingredient away from being a prescription. That's how beautiful and that these products are that are created by these two Stanford dermatologists. So here you're seeing our Redefine line, which we're going to talk a little bit about in a second, but this is kind of what we call our crown jewel. And we all typically kind of end up on this. This is our anti-aging line. So we'll be talking a little bit more about this product in a second. But the doctors wanted to make sure that our skincare philosophy was portrayed. This is a multi-med-based therapy. So all of our regimens, we have 4 different main regimens, and all of our different regimens, they typically have about 4 steps, which is your wash, your toner, your treatment, and then SPF. Everything is numbered, color coordinated, so it's nice and easy to follow. And but there's a method to the madness. There's a reason that we need to make sure that we're using all of the products in the regimen and not breaking it up, because they are clinically tested to work well together. And as you can see, this is our Redefine regimen. So our Redefine regimen, this is our anti-aging line, which again I mentioned is kind of our crown jewel. We were the #1 anti-aging premium skincare line for, this is our 2nd year. We now, as Carrie mentioned, we have surpassed all price points in all channels. So that has been beyond exciting. But here you can see some of the results of some of the clinical studies that have been done looking at participants experiencing an improvement in texture, radiance, smoothness, softness, fine lines, pore size, wrinkles, elasticity, and even skin tone and brown spots from using our Redefine regimen. Again, this has got, it starts with a clay-based mask. This is the only mask that when you put on right here, that when you put on, you leave it on for about a minute until it like hardens, and then you move on to the pore minimizing toner. And then we have a very, very clearly marked AM cream or a PM cream. So, your AM cream's definitely got your SPF in it, and your PM cream is it's our overnight restorative cream. So we're looking at a little bit more of those anti-aging components in there. Soothe. So anybody, I didn't even realize how many people had sensitive skin. So anybody whose skin has been having reactions with the environment and feeling like that angry red skin, our Soothe regimen is where they want to start. And oftentimes people start on this regimen, we build their lipid barrier of their skin and kind of make it stronger, and we're able to move on to another regimen like our anti-aging or our reverse, which I'll talk about in a moment, which actually helps with sun damage. So here you could see the redness, and after 2 months, that redness has totally gone away. And again, this is just after 1 day of that bottom before and after picture, just to show you how quickly that the treatment works. The treatment is within 5 minutes, that redness will go away. So again, we have so many people, I have so many clients that maybe suffer from eczema, rosacea, psoriasis that have used this and shared that it has worked wonderful on their skin. So anybody that's got any, angry, sensitive problems with the environment, their skin reacting to the environment, this is the ideal skincare for them. And sometimes it's something that happens later in life. But again, it's a nice, gentle wash. It's fragrance-free. The entire line is fragrance-free. Number 2 is our sensitive skin treatment. So again, that's what's going to help with that redness immediately. Then we have our moisture replenishing cream. And then of course, for the AM only, we have the SPF. So we always want to conquer acne first. So of course, sensitive skin, that, trumps all, but thus, these doctors obviously know what they're talking about when it comes to acne. But again, they created Proactive about 25 years ago, and they've learned a thing or two. And they've also added a little bit of the anti-aging components. So one of the beautiful parts of this, so this starts with an acne treatment sulfur wash. We have a clarifying toner. And then the part 3 is that dual chamber pump. That's the acne treatment. I actually use that if I have a single blemish, just as a spot treatment as well. So our dual acne, the dual chamber pump there, you've got the benzoyl peroxide, and then you also have the ceramides, which is helping keep it moist. We don't want to dry out our skin if we have acne. That's, one of the biggest, I think, false myths that are out there, is that you want to try to dry the skin. So what these doctors did is they created this dual chamber pump so that each of the products, the benzoyl peroxide and the ceramides, were kept as active as possible until you used them. So you just do a pump of each, and then you put that on. I actually personally use this on my arms. You can definitely use this in other areas of body. I use this on my arms after I had my second child. Yay, hormones. But anyway, moving right along. But after 3 weeks, I felt confident to reveal my arms again. So that was great. And I think that's the thing that we forget about skin. Everybody sees it, and it really helps build our confidence level. And then again, number 4 is our oil control lotion with SPF. So again, so nice to use in the AM. And we have also, just kind of stepping back there a second, we were also the number 1 premium acne skincare brand in the United States last year. And then of course today, over all areas, all skincare types, we are number 1 now. So exciting for us. Okay, this is our reverse regimen. We now have 2 reverse regimens. We have a lightening and we have a brightening. So our lightening treatment would be more for, so this is, as we're seeing here, there's number 1, a step number 2, and then our 3 has a 2-part step, and then our number 4 as well. So like I said, we have a deep exfoliating wash to start. I love the smell of this, actually. This is my favorite regimen. It's so, every time I wear this, people ask me what perfume I'm wearing, or, not perfume, but like, what are you wearing? You smell so fresh. So it's got a nice fresh scent to it. And then we've got our brightening toner. So this is, we're looking at our brightening one. And then we've got our step 3, which is the treatment portion. And then our 4, this is our highest SPF. This is a number 50 SPF. So why would you use the brightening versus the lightening? So the brightening is more like, unfortunately, our skin gets dull as we age. I didn't even realize it until I looked at my before and afters. But definitely our skin gets dull as we age, and we need to, make it a little bit more luminous. And of course, this helps with those brown spots. Unfortunately, if you were like me and, Carrie, we liked the sun quite a bit. So we had some sun damage. And I know that right before I started working with Rodan and Fields, I was personally looking for better makeup. And what we don't want to do is try to cover up our face and wear heavy foundation. I literally used to paint my face with foundation before trying this regimen. After 4 months of using this regimen, I no longer wear foundation anymore. So that was pretty life-changing for me. But again, then we also have our lightening treatment. So that's a little bit more for those stubborn brown spots. Freckles, as I came to learn after working with Rodan and Fields, that they aren't, you're not born with freckles. Those are sun damage. So we want to make sure that, again, our lightening treatment is ideal for helping get rid of those dark, stubborn spots. Okay, and of course, redefine, like I mentioned before, this is our crown jewel. Everybody at some point typically ends up on our redefine regimen. Again, this is a regimen for helping with the appearance of lines, pores, loss of firmness, all those beautiful things that come naturally with aging, that we can help kind of roll back the hands of time here. So we have that, like I mentioned before, the daily cleansing mask, the pore minimizing toner, and the AM and the PM cream that I did mention a little bit earlier today. Now our Amp It Up and our Acute Care. These are two amazing tools that actually, when purchased, when preferred customers purchase with our regimens, they get an additional 10% off. So that is so nice. Our Amp It Up is our roller. So this you will see all over the media. And again, like Carrie mentioned, we have a zero advertising budget, but yet people love this. It works and it's out there. So this helps with the system for firmer looking skin. So those sagging jowl lines, as we age, again, our necks, our skin starts to sag. And with our Amp It Up roller, basically, you can do this 3 to 4 times an evening, or you can do it every evening. We do have some consultants that do it every evening. It comes with our night renewing serum, which has its active ingredient retinol, and which is, of course, a major anti-aging ingredient. And when you roll, this little roller here has about 197 tiny needles. Kind of feels like a cat's tongue when you're rolling it. And you put it on your face, all of your face. It takes about a minute. Our entire regimens take about a minute. When you're doing the roller, it takes 2 because you're going to roll for a minute. So you're just rolling up and down, side by side, and crisscross. And the cool thing is that we have great how to do all of these product videos by Nurse Mary, which is one of our amazing Rodan Fields nurses. And so when somebody buys any of our regimens, we just kind of send them a video so they know exactly what to do and how to follow after we explain everything, of course, but just to make sure that they have it at their fingertips. And this just helps your product work so much better, and it's going to help your skin lift and be more firm. Now, our acute care system we call Fill a Wrinkle While You Sleep. This is what some of us call Botox in a box. So there's no needles. But it's a nice alternative to Botox if you know somebody who is using Botox often. This is a very nice alternative if you don't want to use a needle. So this is for expression lines. So the clinical testing has been done on the crow's feet, but I have so many people that have used it on their 11s, those little beautiful 11s that we get between our eyes. Those huge expression lines that you might get, we call parentheses lines around your mouth. And then, of course, the crow's feet. And I've also had people that use it along the lines in their forehead when they have really deep expression lines. Basically, you just wash your face. This is for at night. Like I said, fill a wrinkle while you sleep. You wash your face. You put the product on the wrinkle. There are 2 different, you'll see that there's 2 different little acute care stickers. You put one on each side of your face. Let's say we're doing it on the crow's feet. And then you're going to do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday. So it's a total of 10 applications and about 3.5 weeks. And then it lasts the same amount of time as Botox as well. It lasts about, I'd say 2 or 3 months. So everybody's a little different. Okay. I have a feeling that we're getting into one of my favorite products, the Lash Boost. So this just came out in October. That was so exciting. Personally, I was filling in my eyebrows with pencil every day. They were getting lighter, and they were actually having like weird bald spots. And then also with my other job, we do a lot of video blogging, and I was constantly putting on fake lashes and putting the glue on. I was getting extensions, you name it, spending $1 million on it. This Lash Boost is amazing. This will provide that longer, fuller, darker looking lash and eyebrow. So basically it looks like just a tiny little brush. It looks like liquid eyeliner. And you put it on at night. After I put it, it's my last thing that I do. I put it on at night. I kind of like color in my eyebrows on it. And then I also just, you want to dip, wipe, and apply. Make sure that you're not using a lot. It's a very concentrated product. You don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. And then you just put it on along that top lash line. When you blink, it goes to the bottom one. You don't need to put it on the bottom one. And you just do it every day. And after 4 weeks, you really see a nice little wow. And then at 8 weeks, it's a pop. It is a bam. The results are amazing if you haven't seen these on our websites yet. And typically they do about 1 or 2 clinical studies for any company when they're testing their products. And they did 6 on this with 600 participants. The results were amazing. So this is beyond one of my favorite products. That little stick right there lasted me 4 months religiously using it every single day. So that is our lash boost. Again, like I said, it just came out in October of 2016. And kind of dipping back, I'm not sure if they're going to talk about that. We also have our active hydration serum, which again is in our raffle this evening. Our hydration serum, it's not a moisturizer, so it's different, it's groundbreaking, it's new to the market. It's not just a new Rodan Fields product. There is nothing else there like this on there. And that just launched. We haven't, it's not even public for people to purchase unless you're a consultant right now. It will be coming out to preferred customers and retail customers on May 16th. But right now, consultants do have it in hand. So if you're thinking about this business, this does come to consultants. And basically, you just put it on night after your toner. It feels so amazing. I can't even explain it. It is one by far, the freshest product ever. Again, I mentioned that I am 7 months pregnant. All of a sudden, your skin is just weird when you're pregnant. And I was noticing some weird dry patches. I put it on after the next day, it was gone. But after 3 days of this, your skin really adapts to it. Basically, the difference, a moisturizer, again, we're keeping that hydration in our skin. The Rodan Fields Active Hydration Serum, we're pulling it from the air into our skin. So we're pulling more hydration into our skin, and it works with all of our regimens, and it has so many different benefits with each one. So no matter if you have acne skin, sensitive skin, dark spots, or aging skin, the Rodan Fields Active Hydration Serum is ideal and beneficial and will enhance the quality of all of those regimens. I am going to now have Carrie take over and talk about our business model.
Okay, great. Thanks for chatting about all of our products. I love what an extensive product portfolio we have. As a business owner, I have a solution for anyone's skincare needs. So I love that. But I want to talk to you a little bit about the business model, how it works. You've heard about the company, you've heard about the products, but so what does this really mean? And yes, I'm interested in the business. How do I really do it? So there's really, Karen used the word share earlier, and it's true. One of our jobs as a consultant is simply to share the product, which can change someone's skin, or share the business opportunity that could change someone's life. There are, some reasons up here on the screen that people might want to get involved in this business, and certainly earning an additional stream of income is one of them. Lots of people have side gigs right now, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Being your own boss is awfully appealing. I mean, when I want to do something with my kids, that's what I do. When I need to schedule a meeting, I schedule it, around their needs. So there's a lot of reasons why you might want to be involved in this business, but what do you actually do? Karen, if you can just advance that slide. Thank you. So, if I were the beautiful woman in the middle, in the blue circle, right? What's important to know about this business is you do not have to know hundreds and hundreds of people. Now, the reality is most of us are already connected to hundreds and hundreds of people on Facebook. But in order to be successful with this business, really all you have to do is share with your immediate network of friends, family, colleagues. So if I'm the woman in the blue, you'll notice that I don't have 300 lines of dots and circles connected to me. I have just a few. And so I share this product and I share this business opportunity. Maybe one of the ladies in the green circle wants to become my customer. She has awful adult acne and she decides to become my unblemished customer. And then maybe another lady in the green circle decides she really would like a second stream of income. Maybe she's a school teacher and is worried about her job. Maybe she works in a corporation and sees people being downsized around her. Maybe she's someone who's like me. I was out of the workforce for a while being a stay-at-home mom and wants to get back into it. So she joins me in business. Then maybe the next person in the green circle is someone I went to college with. Maybe someone else is a mom at my kid's school. There are so many people in your life that may be interested in these products because they have one of those 4 skincare needs that Karen mentioned. But my job as the woman in the middle is simply to share the product, and then guess what happens? Someone uses my product, like Unblemished, their neighbor sees how great it is, and they ask the woman, hey, where did you get that product? And she refers me to them. So you see quite a few of those dots aren't even directly connected to me. They're through connections of connections, and that's really how the world works these days. So when I talk about this business or a company, if someone's interested in the products, I'm going to tell them what products can work for them. If someone's interested in the business, I'll talk to them about how the company has worked for me and how it could work for them. And that's really how you build a customer base and you build a team. All of the heavy lifting is done by corporate. All of the shipments of product and the collection of money, we don't carry inventory. So I, as a distributor, guess what? I do not have any inventory on hand. When my customer wants to purchase the product, they go to my website, which is provided by Rodan the moment I join the business. They order the product there. Our corporate headquarters collects the payment from their credit card, and our warehouse in Texas drop ships that product directly to their doorstep. So I don't have to handle any of that product. I don't have to deliver anything around the neighborhood. I don't have to collect payment. I don't have to research and develop. We've already talked about the advertising budget being zero, but yet we get a lot of press. All of these things, all of the heavy lifting, hard things to do are accomplished by our corporate team. What's left for us in the field to do is just to talk about the product and talk about the company. Can you flip to the next slide? So support. How does our company support us? I mentioned already that operationally, we have a huge warehouse distribution center that drop ships all the products directly to my customer's doorstep. So I do not have to touch all of that. Quite honestly, I would not be in this business if I had to gather a bunch of boxes and ship things out to my customers every month. People are just too busy to do that. In addition to corporate handling that for us, when I first joined this company, I didn't know a thing about skincare, right? That wasn't my background, and it's not the background of most people who join this business. So how do I start talking about the product to customers when I just joined the business? Well, the doctors have my back with something called the solution tool. So the solution tool is an online tool that any potential customer can answer a series of 10 questions about their individual skincare needs, and immediately the system spits back out to them the perfect combination of Rodan and Fields products for them. So on day one, when I joined this business, and I wasn't even sure yet the difference between Redefine and Reverse, I could still provide a high-quality solution tool, a website link directly to any of my friends and family, where they could log on, click, and in about 10 seconds, get a customized solution just for them. So I love that that's one of the support for new consultants while they're still learning about their product line. In addition to that, we have extensive learning and development opportunities. So this company is not one where we enroll you as a consultant, we say, good luck, I'll talk to you in a few months. It doesn't work like that. We really hold everyone's hand at the beginning to help them get their sea legs and get up and running. And there are more learning and development opportunities that you probably could even take advantage of. There are some national training calls each week from our headquarters. Sometimes headquarters staff comes to our local market to conduct day-long trainings. And then our team also works very, very closely with a new consultant to help train them and get them ready to run their own business. In addition, Karen mentioned earlier our support staff at headquarters. So we have an entire team of product specialists, some of whom are dermatological nurses on staff at our corporate headquarters. This is very unique, being that we as consultants and our customers, if they have a really unique skincare concern or question or need, we can be in touch with those product specialists to help customize and troubleshoot for those customers. So again, I do not have to be a dermatologist or even a skincare expert. I have that solution tool. I have my mentor when I came into the business training me, and then I have this great resource at our corporate office that can answer any questions that might be unusual or unique. So when you start your business, I mentioned you really work closely together with the person who brings you aboard. But in addition, our corporate headquarters has a whole onboarding system, and it's a website. You see a picture of it here that's just called Get Started. So it's a way to simplify the process of getting started with your business and getting rolling right away. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, and logically your next question would be, well, what do I need to do? One of the things that you would need to decide is which business kit you would like to come into the business. Now there are 4 business kits. The 2 most popular are highlighted here. I want to point out that the business kits are not inventory that you're going to be selling. You can think of these like demo kits for your personal use, because you are the best testimony for friends and family and acquaintances, for people to see what Rodan and Field has done for your own skin. So it's a kit that you use in your own bathroom and product that you wear. It's a kit that contains product that your family can use. It's also a kit that contains product that if people in your local area want to see the product or test it out, you can show it to them in person. So these top 2 kits here, the top one in the blue is our largest kit. It costs $995, but it's actually, and currently, it's now worth $2,100 worth of product. And you'll see there's a lot of stuff there. I'm not going to go through all those items, but the consultant who invited you to this call can tell you more about it. But you'll see it contains quite a bit. And this is the one and only time when you join the business. This is the one and only time that you get all of these products at 45% off, which is below wholesale. And the reasons the doctors do that is they want you to have as much product as your pocketbook can handle, so that you have a personal experience with all of these products and can talk intelligently and with integrity about the products to your customers. Now, $995 is it's going to break the bank or be a strain for your pocketbook. We also offer what's in the purple, a big business kit. That's $695, and that's about $1,400 worth of product. You see a little picture of that there. In addition, there's also a $395 kit, which contains a lower amount of product, and a $45 business portfolio. So those are the 4 options. Regardless of what option you come in on, we provide the same training, the same websites that are launched the day you join the business, the same solution tool. I will say that most people end up buying this product along the way. So if your pocketbook can afford it, it's better to go with the big kit because you get it at 45% off. After you join the business, anything you order in the future for yourself is at 25% off, which is still a nice hefty discount. So just you can consider that as you're thinking about which kit might be best for you. Now, some of the programs that we have that corporate offer are really amazing. This next program here is called the Fast Start program. So I just talked about the kits. What if you could go into business, buy your kit, and then if you achieved certain very attainable goals in your first 3 months, and then again in your first 6 months, what if Rodan Fields wrote you back a check for the cost of your business kit? Wouldn't that be fabulous? Well, it's true. It happens. And you're looking at one lovely lady here, Karen, who earned her business kit back twice.
I sure did. It was very nice and possible. It wasn't, it's possible.
It absolutely is. And when you join the business, you have the first 3 months to meet very obtainable goals, which the person who invited you can share more about that. And if you do, the company writes you a check back. Let's say you join on the $995 kit, they write you a check back for $995. But that's in addition to whatever commissions you've already earned on all of your product sales. So you're earning commission, and company writes you a check for $9.95. Then at the 6-month benchmark, if you also obtain these next set of goals, they will write you a check back again. So basically, they've just paid you to start your business. So it's a nice perk and a nice program that just goes to show how committed our company is to helping people succeed and achieve and be profitable right away. In addition to that, there are a bunch of other perk programs. There's some really fun things. I mean, obviously, most of us get into this business because we want a second stream of income, and that's a huge draw. And the income is good. It's a very lucrative compensation plan. But in addition to that, we have that Backstart program. We have a miles program where you can earn credits of miles that you trade in for different products like Kate Spade handbags and those headsets, and I mean Apple Watch. There are all sorts of things that you get on top of that. In addition, headquarters offers a bunch of different incentive trips when you reach a certain level. I'm going to Napa this summer with headquarters on a 6-day all expense paid trip through the vineyards and through San Francisco. That's a huge perk, right? What a nice way to treat us to a special experience. And then our team, our particular team, also had some incentives as well as an incentive trip. Our trip last year was Mexico. It was very, very fun. It was over 4 days in December, and it's certainly a nice way to be rewarded for your hard work. So our company definitely believes in having fun, being enthusiastic, and enjoying what we do. So I'll leave you just with the thought of, if this is something that sounds interesting to you, don't overthink it. Really, there is no risk, because just like the customers have a 60-day money-back guarantee, consultants also have a guarantee that if they join the business and it's just not for them, you can return your kit, or you can keep it and have the best skin of your life. But what I always ask people to think about is, where are you today in your life and your finances and your free time, and where do you want to be in 5 years, 3 to 5 years? And if you're happy where you are today, you might not be looking for something else. But if in 3 to 5 years you haven't changed anything and nothing's going to change in your life, maybe it's time to look at another alternative. And Rodan Fields is one of them. So I'll just leave you with that thought. I'm going to turn it back over to Karen. I know she has some other things to talk about, wrapping up and raffle prize, etc. So thanks so much for letting me share some of our business information with you.
Thank you so much, Carrie. That was wonderful. We really appreciate it. And as Carrie said too, corporate has so many amazing incentives all the time. And one amazing incentive that they have going on right now is they are giving out 40 of these, and they're called our Give It a Glow facials. There are many facials. They're giving away 40 for free with anybody who joins on a $3.95 kit, $6.95 kit, or $9.95 kit. So again, please talk to the person who invited you. They can go into depth about the difference between those kits. And again, the training is still the same, whichever kit you do choose that works best for you. But that is such an amazing, that's over $200 worth of product. And there's also additional incentives to join by Friday that perhaps your consultant can share with you that they have going on in their individual team. So with that, I just want to leave that there, and then I'm going to stop recording on our presentation for this evening so that we can share this information with others. But I'm going to ask that you do stay on. We'll do the raffle, and I did see some hands being raised. So if anybody had any questions for myself or Carrie, we'd be happy to answer those. So thank you for joining us. I'm going to stop recording now.